Hello everyone, welcome to the Vintner's Choice Club preview video. First of all, Marie and I want to thank you first for being members of the Vintner's Choice Club. It's an honor that you are loyal members with us, and honestly it gives us a lot of pleasure to be able to grow these wines, make these wines, and then select these special wines just for you who are really an appreciative audience for what we're trying to do. So thank you very much. I'm actually thinking about 2019 releases, the 4 special wines that I'm going to create for you. Right now, this vintage looks to be on course for the best yet in terms of volume and also in terms of quality. So there's a lot of favorable concoctions I'm thinking about in my mind as we speak right here. But for the 2018 fall release, what we have in front of us are 3 wines that I think you're going to enjoy. The first wine is Bubbler. Now this wine has won many awards as best sparkling wine in many competitions since its release in 2013. And actually it's Maria's favorite wine here at Parallel 44 and Door 44. And the story of this wine really originates from a Champagne winemaker, literally from Champagne, France. I was at a conference with him, and he heard me talk about, you know, Wisconsin summers are just so cold, it must be great to be in France. And he laughed and he said, Steve, in Champagne, France, we have cooler summers than you do. And the reason we're so famous for our wines is because these cooler summers that we have bring out a lot of acidity, which allows us to make world-class sparkling wine. So in essence, this is like a champagne. It has that same mouthfeel, beautiful aromatics, refreshing aspect on your palate. But we can't call it champagne because there's an agreement now that says champagne can only be called champagne if it is grown in Champagne, France. But it is a Wisconsin sparkling wine, I believe the first of its kind in terms of a grape sparkling wine produced here in Wisconsin. And you're going to find it very refreshing, a lot of notes of tropical fruit and a nice citrus finish. And I think it really does well to represent this part of the world. We could be just as good, if not better, than Champagne, France with our sparkling wine production. Now we get to the special wine in the release that is just for you. And this is our 44 Rosé. Now, Rosé wines have become very, very popular across the country and the world. One of the more famous or popular sayings that you're going to see in the wine circles these days is Rosé all day. What they mean by that is it is a style of wine that you're going to enjoy really at any time of the day and with any kind of food pairing, because it has that bright, refreshing acidity that keeps your palate happy and keeps your mind and soul happy. And it's just one of those wines that a lot of chefs will drink through the course of the day as they're preparing their meals. And it's kind of taken over as a craze, not only in the US but across the world. Now, we chose to make a rosé for this release because in my heart of hearts, I believe rosé style wine could be one of those things that we are better at than almost anything else that we make in this part of the wine world. And why do I say that? Because rosé wine needs to be light, it needs to have a lot of acidity, and it should have bright, fresh aromatics. And we always say here, well, most winemakers will say, you don't really make wine, you grow wine. Well, what do we grow here in Wisconsin? We grow the varietals that are among the most aromatic, brightest, freshest expressions of grapes that you're going to find across the world. So hopefully you're going to find this Marquette Rosé, which is from Marquette grapes that are grown in both Kewaunee and Door County, an example of what world-class rosé wine can be. Rosé wine is basically nothing more than a red grape made in a white winemaking style. So it's pressing the juice off the skin immediately so that we highlight its acidity, its lightness of color, and its fruit-forward aromatics. So it's really a wine that many people have thought about as just sort of a spring type of wine, but really rosés are being enjoyed all year round, and I hope you find this to be one of the first expressions of a trend that's going to be coming from this part of the world. And now finally we get to Nouveau Rouge. We heard you loud and clear. This is a wine that is back after popular demand. It is one of the only original wines that we've produced since 2007 here at Parallel 44. And we took a 2-year hiatus in producing this so we could make some of the other wines, but we've always heard that this was one of the most popular wines that we've ever produced. So it is back, and you guys are among the first to taste it again. And the thing I love about this is that in the past, Nouveau Rouge has been several different blends of reds, but this particular vintage is primarily Wisconsin-grown Frontenac. And the term Nouveau Rouge means new red in French, and this is a very representative example of what a new red is in the wine world. It's a red that's fruit forward, it's very sort of thirst quenching, it's low in tannins, and so it's very approachable. Now, one recommendation we've made since day one with this particular red is to chill it a little bit in the refrigerator. I think it's best around 50 to 55 degrees, so that means putting it in the refrigerator for about half an hour. And that's really going to bring forward these aromatics that I talk about at the Frontenac grape and that nice acidity. So it's very good with food pairing, but also just a wonderful wine to have on a late summer day or early fall day. So here's the preview of it. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys. I think it's September 15th with the release of these wines. I also invite you guys to comment, contact me at steve@parallel44.com. I love the engagement of your comments and questions and critiques of these wines, because I find that very rewarding to find out exactly what it is that you enjoy or don't like about the wines, so that we can continue to increase the quality of wines and serve you specifically, our Vintner's Choice Club members. So with that, cheers, and I look forward to seeing you all very soon. Take care.